Once again at the final stage of the draft, so let's take a quick look at it. We got a Mars Willow for Navi. Phoenix What's here again for Yellow Submarine. And then we have a Sven Viper. Do a Spectre Undying. Oh boy! Alright, Navi like to put themselves at a disadvantage by picking Undying, I see. I guess the Tombstone might be good with the Mars Arena. No one might survive more than 2 seconds, but I don't think Undying will. Don't like the hero, man.
10 seconds remain.
I just do not like the hero.
5 seconds. Radiant's turn to ban.
Disruptor banned out by Navi. Intelligent ban out. Very good hero. Yes, do work with it earlier.
10 seconds remain. 5 seconds remain. Dyer's turn to pick.
And the final ban of the Io. Of course, Navi do have the total last pick, so they can do something surprising if they so wish.
5 seconds.
Yellow Submarine decide on the final support to round out their draft here. What'll it be, baby? Up every last morsel of reserve time, and they'll take Witch Doctor. Okay. Obviously, the Mars Arena can stop that Death Ward projectile, but still a solid position 5. No complaints here. Now it's Navi's turn. They're looking for their mid hero.
5 seconds.
Unless they're going to run like a mid Mars or something, but I find that unlikely this game. Worth noting, though, it is a bit harder to get on top of the egg this game. The only real hero that can do it is Spectre. I think this Phoenix will have a much better time.
I speak for the sea.
Select your hero. Make the ultimate choice.
And, they'll put Iceberg on the Nature's Prophet this time. Solid choice. Did a lot of work in the last game. Gotta say, I love the combo of the Mars Willow, but I'm put off by the Undying. Be interesting to see how this game goes. So, Navi versus Yellow Submarine, the final game to see which CIS team will advance onto the playoff brackets. Gonna be an exciting match to watch for sure. Load into the final game of the series. All right, here we go. I
The time for preparation is short. Use it wisely.
don't know what goes on with directed cam, man, but it's got all kinds of issues. Well, obviously, the Dark Willow Mars off lane for the side of Navi. Looks like we are leading with the 3 heroes going down to the bottom lane, but I have to imagine that's not going to stay this way for long. Just going to be a first blood situation if I do take a guess. But due to the scouting of those treants, I don't think they really find anything. This is going to be a Mio versus Iceberg lane. Now,
30 seconds and
we did actually see this exact matchup in the previous series. I do think that was the game that they unfortunately lost. So, and I know it was the game they unfortunately lost. So we'll have to see. Have Navi thrown it away by a poor matchup of a lane. Viper is a very strong laner. Feels like he can very much abuse a hero like Nature's Prophet. Iceberg is a very good player. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, he should have the advantage on the block from having that tree, that extra little leafy body to prevent those creeps from running away. Will he get a better block, though? Looks like right now Mio is just doing it all on his own. Mio actually took a first point in the Nether Toxin. A very interesting maneuver. Just clears out that wave and decides, you know what, I'm pushing. Well, definitely be a lane to keep our eyes on. Bottom might be rough too. As I always want to fly is on the sun dying. He is a lane dominator, so we'll hope that he will dominate his lane. With this rather unique build on Mio, he may be forced into a earlier time for the corrosive skin too. So, not actually looking to harass down Iceberg. Iceberg's gonna have a pretty free time here in this lane. Isn't really what I'd expect. Roger not gonna let Maposhka get that pull. Down bottom, just some basic trade going out. A silence should prevent Always Want to Fly from slowing down Collapse's farming too much, and he will be forced into popping that salve. Up top, Yatoro. Yatoro. Man, if anyone knows, hit me up in the chat. He is farming just fine for himself right now. The Viper has gotten himself off to a very solid lead. Between the points of the Nether Toxin and the Corrosive Skin, he's able to farm the jungle, and he's pretty untouchable by these trees. As trees basically kill themselves upon him. And while Iceberg does have some denies, and some of those are surely warranted, I'm sure some of those are from the little baby trees as well. General doing just fine for himself at the moment. The Bongo is there. It's only level 2, but actually with that stun, General may be the first blood here. Still has quite a bit of HP to tank through, and it is only level 1 Maledict with no follow-up damage, so actually he will survive and get the salve off for himself, but still a lot of damage, and once Maposhka hits level 3, those kill threats become that much greater. Back down in the bottom, and a nice little double decay from Always Want to Fly, but you may have gone a little bit too deep, buddy. The clap is there, but so is the silence. Fairy Fire isn't going to be enough. So bad we'll get the first blood. A brilliant start for this lane. Now Collapse is able to just clean up this wave. Go look to farm the rest of the stack. Phoenix actually kind of pulls it away for a second, unfortunately.
This is ours.
Doesn't matter too much as now Mio in a solid position, not even really harassing with the poison attack. Just, using his tough corrosive body to prevent the Nature's Prophet from really contesting him too much. However, Nature's Prophet, I mean, he has ton of knives. Like I said, a bunch of those are probably going to be onto the trees, so take it down a notch. In the bot lane, always want to fly. Actually in trouble again, he's going to eat another silence. I don't think it's going to quite result in a kill, and now actually so bad, the one that has to be careful. Big decay. I gotta love this Collapse, just farming while he is also denying out creeps. Just doing a bit of everything.
The seeds of fortune.
Look at this Iceberg. Made a pretty big rotation out of the lane for that bounty rune. And he will actually be forced to TP home, which that'll work out just fine for Mio, who will now take this time with the catapult. In 26 seconds before Iceberg could even think to TP, he's going to walk back, has the boot, so he'll be there relatively quickly. Mio may be able to get some good tower damage in, especially with that Nether Toxin. Not quite keeping all of the creeps in there. There is a siege creep, and the siege creep is doing damage just fine. Big clap to heal up the Spectre in the bot lane. And that's a pretty good chunk of damage. It's about a quarter of the tower's HP. A look away as Always Want to Fly has died. V-Tune is also taking a decent chunk of damage. V-Tune's lane a little rough. Then again, the Sven also having a bit of a tough time. Sven, though, seems to be a bit better in terms of his natural comeback. But Foshka's only level 3. Does have the second point of Maledict, so could still maybe look for something here. But actually, it's Yadro that's being gone on. The stun will come out. The root as well won't actually connect. So now, ooh, that is big. What a combo! Big damage from the Wrath of Nature, and then the spear into the Sprout. That'll secure them a kill onto the Sven. Suddenly, you're gonna pressure a tier 1 tower as well. Mia will actually come up top, which will force the Sven to go mid here. Set will move between the jungle and the lane. He actually could probably farm this just fine himself. Not the worst trade-off. But Viper is starting to make his way back towards the mid lane. Man, broom handle on Sven. It's not at all a bad pickup. I'm assuming he's going to be the one that ends up picking it up. No, so far not on him. Still on the Vipers, taking it for that damage. And armor. It's not actually bad. This Mio will be able to farm up these stacks. Get himself into a decent position going into this mid game.
Dire's top tower is in danger.
B2 gonna try and interrupt the pull, but oh, Rupture was already used actually, so no fear of that, I suppose. Up top, the arena will come out, taking out the Witch Doctor, and that will be the first tower of the game. Without a doubt in my mind.
Is under attack.
Man, Hetero popped the God Strength. I think to clear out those stacks, possibly. But now he will just farm up some creeps with it. It's actually, look at this. A lot of heroes for the side of Dire pushing on this mid tower. Mio is gone for a fast Meteor Hammer. This is a very unorthodox Viper build, especially on the mid lane. Look at this. Trying to make a plan out of Iceberg, but he is a tough cookie to crack. Now Mars comes in, no arena available. It's turning into a 4v4. The Spectre's here as well. It looks like Viper will go down quite quickly. Poshka still only level 4. This is a 9-minute fight. Remember, Iceberg is forced to TP home. Does, of course, have that teleport off cooldown to get himself back in. So a very poor play by Yellow Submarine. And I'm a little bit concerned as this Viper went for the fast Meteor Hammer into Travels. And with a fight like that, I'm kind of afraid that Yellow Submarines are trying a bit too hard here to do something wacky, do something wild to secure them this game. And they're going to lose all 4 bounties as well. Iceberg, though, is being gone on, and Yadero is here. He has the stun, he has the God Strength, and that will be a very dead Iceberg. So a bit of a consolation prize. But Roger will take out Mio, and with a build like this, feels like they're not really gonna have a very active mid laner. It's a very confusing build, if I'm being honest. Bottom, they will pressure with the siege creep. We'll get the tower. Yadero is farming. Look at this. Yadero, it's not going to be enough as generals in the area. He has the arena? No, it doesn't actually. Stone cooldown for 46 seconds, but you're not going to need it. Spear pin will just deal enough damage to burst Yadero outright. I don't know. Some of like the lanes combined with the item choice of this Viper feels like Navi are actually rapidly entering a very powerful position in this game. Picking the upper hand. Blade Mail is complete for V-Tune. And he's doing a great job of farming away. I do already feel pretty far on the back foot in this game. Have to see what they're going to do to put themselves back into it. Who knows? Maybe this build-up is just too big brain for me to understand from the Viper. General TPs himself away. Viper is now building boots. Sen has completed his Midas, however, so we'll farm up. Look at this, stunning onto Mio. The whole team is here, and a blink's already done for General. That is a dead Viper. And actually, it's a dead Phoenix as well. With that, they will definitely take a tier 1 tower. I do not have high hopes for the defense. Because even if the Viper spawns, what are they going to do? They have Sun on half HP with no God Strength. Tower just falls. Navi, they'll clear up the small camp stack, and they'll actually block it as well with that sentry. Staged, I see your question. And I'm assuming you're talking about the current music I'm listening to. Real quick, I don't think there's much going on yet. We're just farming, so I will take the quick moment to go to global items. This is the Fat Rat music pack.
Radiant's middle tower is
I do believe. I don't know exactly. Yeah, Fat Rat Warrior Songs music pack. As we do actually have something going on mid. The Meteor Hammer from Mio is going to enable him to push down this tier 1 tower. And I will get kicked from the Dota TV. Okay. That's a new one. Unless I'm just so foolish that I clicked disconnect. Well, I wasn't paying attention. I don't think I did, though. I don't think that was an option for me. Oh, well. Now the server's not responding. Or something. Help, I've entered the Twilight Zone. Oh, man. Oh, man.
killing spree.
Oh, no, I think we might be back. Alright, I'm not quite sure what happens. It looks like Navi took another successful fight. And they're continuing to do so. So they're taking out this Bloodseeker. And now, actually, they might take out Mio as well, who's in a very dangerous position here. Does get off the Viper Strike with V2 and just pops the Blade Mail. And look at Roger showing no fear. Now decides that maybe a little bit of fear is warranted as he will pop to the Death Ward. So bad, comes back in. He doesn't have eggs, so it must have been used already. Oh boy, alright, that was a real weird couple of minutes, guys. But I think we are back in action. And the music pack may have actually changed. So have it on shuffle. With that, kind of go back to this farming situation. Taking a quick look at the net worth, we see the lead is being slowed down by yes, but the win probability is very high for Radiant. With that Spectre, that's unsurprising. Dota Plus loves Spectre. And actually, this could be a very important fight, as Navi decide not to go for that pick. Instead, it looks like looking for the Sven, and they'll be able to find him, maybe. Or will they? They will! The blink. They'll get the stun, though, onto the Mars, and Mars will only get the pin back onto the Viper. He will fall. General, the first to die, and they'll quickly also lose the Dark Willow. A bit of an awkward fight for Navi that ultimately results in a good trade inside of Yellow Submarine. I don't think they'll be able to quite push a tier 2 out of it, as Iceberg actually does that himself in the top lane. Quickly approaching this BKV. The top tower, though, still very healthy. It's just a very unfortunate fight. You know, it's kind of one of those awkward situations. You don't quite get the vision you need. Luposhka, I'm afraid you have overstayed your welcome. And he will drop. All right. V2 farming away. Gotta love how he pulls in the dire creeps and then just hits the ancients, lets the blade mail and the dispersion do its work. Finds a good number of neutral items. Will take the Vambrace. As Sven, now topping the network charts, almost has his BKB completed. And that'll be a very good timing, as that'll help him a lot with the Mars and the Dark Willow. So, it'll be a very good item for him. Dark Willow finishes off that Yule Scepter. Question is, will Mars look for another kill now that the arena is off cooldown? The last one didn't go too well, but that was, again, mostly due to the awkwardness of the engage. Looks like he's farming up this camp. Always want to fly. Doesn't have a smoke, so definitely not a smoke play, but they may be able to find Collapse here. In fact, with that blink, they should find him. The arena comes out. The spear, though, is forced to wait. And actually not coming out at all, as poor Collapse just has to juke around in the middle. Tosses the Rupture down, but I don't think Iceberg really cares about that. Although he might if this is a smoke play. No. Yes, it's just sitting on the high ground. It might actually work out for them, as they're going to get a good kill on to Always Want to Fly here. Although, a very quick fear. The BKB is completed, though. However, they are losing Mia, who also has a BKB. The egg comes out, too. A TP out from Spectre. Will get him out. And what on earth just followed that Spectre? You gonna be able to get some vision of it? Oh, it was a Viper Strike. It looked golden to me. So they lose the Undying in exchange for a lot of ultimates. 4 ultimates, I do believe. And also a 2 10-second BKB. So, not the worst trade you could make. Question is, though, will they lose Roger? No. He's able to get the root and get himself out. They did use the 10-second BKB, though, on their Nature's Prophet. Iceberg decides to go for his next item, being the Assault Cuirass. The team fighting item helps the Spectre, helps his Mars, helps everyone, really. We have a smoke up from the side of Yellow Submarine. It's actually not bad at all. They're going to wrap right up. Always Want to Fly will pop it. And Always Want to Fly will be the initiation target. Will he be able to get off the Tombstone this time? He goes invis, gets the Tombstone before he pops. Is Raiden going to try and defend it? Looks like they will. A good spear, a good fear combo. Actually gets canceled out. The Tombstone will now drop. Iceberg forced to TP home, but he's taking a lot of damage. He'll just be able to get out as Yadaro pops the God Strength at the very end there. And I don't think they're going to be able to make any kind of moves here, as they are in a lot of danger at the moment. But these fights are going pretty well for them at the same time. B-Tune has his Manta completed, going for the Diffusal. Kind of the pretty common build I'm seeing is this Blade Mail Diffusal Manta. And Iceberg managed to get out. Getting that bonus damage. Meanwhile, I come to mid lane just in time to watch So Bad die. That wasn't an arena used or anything, and with that, actually, Navi decide that they're the ones who want to take this Roshan themselves. Without the Phoenix Egg, it's going to be a hard contest. With that, smoke is out from Yellow Submarine. But, gonna be a hard catch onto General if that's who they choose to engage on. He is the clear target. They will get a good Atos and the stun, so actually he looks like will drop, but they'll prove me wrong. The Caster's Curse, very real. They will march up onto the triangle, maybe even try and besiege this tier 2. However, Iceberg is up top, pushing out that lane, and now we'll move to the bottom lane to push out that lane. Does the Wrath of Nature bonus damage last as long as the cooldown? No, not quite, no. Actually, it's a pretty significant amount left, so... With that Hyperstone, look at how fast he attacks. He's a real threat in these fights if he doesn't get taken down early. Pretty soon, he's going to have access to that plate mail as well. But have it now if he wants to. Look at this. He's actually looking to go top onto Collapse. Collapse is going to put down the Silence and the Atos. This may be a bit aggressive, but Iceberg pops with BKB. That is a dead Collapse. And now, another secondary Atos on the Phoenix. I wanted to actually see what the Phoenix has, but it doesn't matter. Phoenix will die, and the no TP will be allowed for Miposhka. Miposhka will be the next to fall. Tier 2, though, pretty unsiegeable as there is a creep wave very far out in this top lane. That will get cleared out, though, pretty quick by Iceberg. Who's now 400 gold away. Sorry, 150 gold away from that Assault Kuros. Not going to say buyback. Makes sense. It feels like the lead is definitely in Navi's favor.
With me.
Look at this, though. I love the aggression coming out from Yellow Submarine as they're showing no fear. The stun is going to come out onto the Dark Willow. And actually, Ben has to be careful. He does have a BKB, I do believe. I keep trying to select him, but it doesn't quite work out. A good pin into the wall for Mio, and that is a very nice high ground tombstone. Mio going to try and walk away. Collapse, though, taking a lot of damage as he is getting just kind of brutalized by that Undying Tombstone as he is going to drop for certain. They, in the meantime, managed to kill the Sven as well. So bad. No way for him to get out. Another excellent fight for the side of Navi. And they will keep their Aegis still. Take the tier 1 and the tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, up top, thought there might be a bit of contest from this Viper, but it doesn't look like that will be the case. As now Spectre will return the camera to this perspective and watch this tier 2 take a lot of damage, as I have to imagine will likely be the death of the tower. The fortification actually coming out. They really want to protect it, but Navi in such a commanding lead, unafraid to use their own fortification, and the AC is complete, so they have very fast push. Will they look for the high ground? Not quite yet. Like they're still at least a little bit apprehensive about pushing up onto the high ground. They do have an arena available whenever they choose to use it, and they may choose to go onto Mio. Look at them just sitting right here in the perfect range of an initiation. Mio just takes another little flap forward, but he will not. This deep ward will spot out Iceberg, but it's a very aggressive ward that I don't think they'll be able to make much usage out of, unfortunately, now that the map feels very restricted for them. As we toss it over to the net worth chart, we can see the steadily growing lead spiked up after those team fights. So, only going to get higher from here, I have to imagine. Look, Dota Plus puts it at a 97% win rate. As we don't have time for that, as Mars is getting gone on. General will get invised up on. That's a very nice egg, but I don't know if it's going to matter, as Viper will survive for now. And Phoenix is doing a good job of sunraying down that Spectre, but it's not going to matter, as that was only the... Actually, no, it wasn't only the Aegis. The Aegis actually expired. As now, we have Sven trying to chase around, get a kill where he can. It's just him and Bloodseeker. And Bloodseeker is going to get stunned up and go down. So they do manage to take out V-Tune on that Spectre. But in exchange, they're going to lose at least... Oh no, they're going to lose all 5, aren't they? 2 buybacks come out. Maybe Navi have gone a little bit too deep. Iceberg trying to get out. Doesn't have the BKB. He's up on the high ground. The pushback, it's not going to be enough. 0.1 seconds. He very nearly got out. Such a shame. It looked like he was going to be able to escape for a second there. And Sven now has gone back for the Echo Saber. He's got it, boys.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Roger has to be careful. He could go down here. Will spider legs away into the trees. Has the ability to teleport out, as there's no AoE stun that would connect with him. With that, V-Tune slowed down a little bit, but is still going to be very close. Finishing up that Scotty. Just 1 point booster away. 330 gold. With these bounties that he's about to pick up, he should probably have enough. Doesn't quite finish off those creeps. If he elects not to go for buyback, he will have the money for it. Look at this Sven just pushing in the bottom lane. Roger, though, in a very deep position. And the follow-up from Radiant's not really there as of now. A huge fear with the blink, though, and Sven, he's just annihilated. The egg is out, and it is a good one, but it's not going to matter, as in the duration of the egg, 3 heroes have died. Bloodseeker gets out by the skin of his teeth. But, man, what a brilliant... I wasn't sure what Roger was doing for a second there, but you can't ever doubt this man, because just as you're wondering why he's going in 1v4, he does half of the Sven's HP in about 1 second. Just lets his team finish off the rest and put this... Oh, what? I'm sorry, what? Excuse me, what? Roger? He gets the juke off, he gets the root. Roger, what are you doing, you absolute maniac? He's just unafraid and walks up to collapse on the high ground. What an absolute madman. Roger, he's warm now. You know, he's full swing now. A hero play like that. Look at this dude. There's a whole rest of the team, but I can't even watch. And now, it's just 1 lane of Rax left. As this range Rax is certain to fall. Look at this. All of Radiant's retreating and Roger's still on the high ground, just clearing out the creeps. Man knows no fear. And I love it. Now look, V-Tune with the help of General is going to farm up this ancient stack. And now when I look at this Dota Plus win rate, that 99-1, that is feeling about right to me at this stage. Roshan is up, the cheese, with this Aegis. Scan comes out. And Dire may be able to respond because despite the fact that they're scanning in the pit, oh no, they'll give up on it now that the scans failed. They won't know that Radiant have gone back into the pit. They're still making the maneuver over in this direction. They're still reading the situation correctly, but Spectre will haunt out. And with that, Dire is in a pretty unfortunate position for this engagement. And look at that. They just force the egg out. The Aegis has already fallen, and Yadaro's gotten stunned up by himself. The BKB will come out. He's dealing a lot of damage. This actually, V-Tune, that's a very fast Aegis pop. But now it's just Yadaro versus the world as his Vipers died. The rest of his team's not there. He will go down, and they're just going to call GG. Navi, take it. What a series, lads. That was exciting.